Welcome to the long-term review wrap-up for the BlackVue DR750X2 Channel Plus. So, I'll be the first to say, I'm not the biggest fan of dash cams in my car. I've never felt like I've needed one. I don't like how they look stuck inside your car. So I was very much a big skeptic of one. I only really saw the need to have one when I was on my motorcycle, but apart from that, on a car, I wasn't really sold. But BlackVue came out and approached us and said, hey, do you guys want to review some cameras? And I said, sure. So we unboxed a few, which we did in a couple of videos ago. And this is the long-term wrap up for our time with the DR750X. This one here, because we picked that one as the middle range to test on our test car and let you know what it's like. And so I was tasked with fitting this into our car because when we did our fitment into our test car, it was during lockdown. So we couldn't go to a place to put it in professionally. It was gonna have to be DIY'd by myself with someone with limited car electronic management experience. So I went out and put it in and it was actually relatively easy. And that experience alone is what sort of converted me more towards liking the BlackVue dash cameras, and especially the DR750X, and I'll get to that in a little bit. I love the design of them. They've got this barrel design, so it hides nice and neatly behind the rear vision camera, so that takes away my worry of having something stuck on the windshield. And then in terms of the tools that you got, it just avoided many swear words and lifted fingernails by the included tools that allowed you to feed the cable from the camera up and around down to the cigarette lighter. Now I chose the DR750X specifically because it's a 1080p camera. I thought that was the ideal spec because anything less might be just a bit too grainy for analysis of something that just needs a bit more finer detail. And I thought the 4K one, to be honest, is a bit overkill unless you desperately want that resolution for really far away license plate events. And so installed in the car, it's so discreet. And this is the thing that I really liked about this dash camera design is that once it's in, my peripheral vision when I'm sitting in the car, I can't really see it at all, and it's just out of the way. So that is what is a major plus here. And if you need to remove the camera, you can just unplug it and it just pops out relatively easily. There you go. And then you have access to all the ports and even the included SD card that's in here. My only issue is depending on the placement of your 12-volt adapter, the wire can look a little yucky when it's just hanging out if you haven't got this professionally installed or you weren't competent enough to splice cables and put it onto the battery. So once installed, I just installed the front camera only because my experience with tearing back the car trim was not enough to be able to feed it the cable from the front camera through to the rear facing camera. So we actually didn't put the rear facing camera in for this short long-term test. And that's just simply because I was out of my depth there. So I would definitely recommend if you're looking to permanently set these up into your car or your vehicle, definitely go to a professional to get them installed. And then immediately on startup, I just went out to disable the auto cue that pops up every time you start the car and it says dash cam recording, all that sort of stuff. Super annoying, and so I just turned it off straight away. I'm not too sure why that's on by default. It is a very annoying feature that it's audibly telling you that the camera's recording, but I guess it's good for people who want to know that, but a blinking light is enough for me, so I went to turn that off straight away. And additionally, for the barrel design, it's really cool that it comes in a holder. It's not actually attached to the camera, so you secure the holder to the windshield and then the camera can slide in and out, and you can easily remove the barrel plug into the side, and that means you can quickly access the ports by not having to fiddle around with it while it's attached to your car. You can take it inside, for example, and it's just a really easy design to use. Another thing is the app. The app is really good. It's free, you download it, you know, it's a typical sort of app experience. You can connect to the camera via its Wi-Fi hotspot, and you can just download clips straight from there onto your phone without even having to take the camera out of your car. Major plus, and I would definitely recommend grabbing this for that reason. There's also a cloud capability to these cameras, so it means that if an event happens, it automatically gets sent to the cloud, which is basically just, you know, an online version of where your videos get stored, and so you can just pull them down from that via your phone. And that for me was a great selling point. I love tech. I love the integration of tech with, you know, safety features like a dash cam, and it works really well here. So I would definitely say that was a major plus for the ownership experience. Now look, at the end of the day, I would recommend this dash camera for you to go and buy. It's a bit of an investment, so the price is up there. It's around 600 Australian dollars, depending on which outlet you go to, because you can't really buy directly from BlackVue. There's a bunch of third-party retailers here. But what I would say is that you should just be mindful that you should probably just go for the 1080p version. It is more than enough for what I found it needed for daily use, and I would definitely go and get this thing professionally installed into your car. For me, the build quality, the app integration, and the image quality is just absolutely what I would hope for in a dash camera, and you're not grabbing a potato quality camera at all. These are really good, and especially the DR750X, this was great. So it just gives you that bit more peace of mind if you're parked or you're out driving and you have a fender bender. It's great to lean back on something that's hard evidence just in case the other party decides that you're at fault, even though you weren't. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really thrilled, and it's one of those cameras that I thought, hey, look, I'm a skeptic. I don't know if I'd even have one in the start, but if I really decided that I was gonna come around to it, this is what I would go and grab. And if I had my own car, I totally would. But I ride a motorcycle. So BlackVue, if you could make a motorcycle version of this, I would definitely go out and buy it. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Cameron. This is Product Review Cars, and this has been a product review of the Dashcam DR750X2 channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.